Hi everyone, how are you all? It's Bindi here, and I wanted to see how everyone was and do quite a short video today. I want to read a poem. So, I write under Grace Sumeria with my poetry, and I wanted to read out a poem because I've been thinking a lot about Windrush and what happened with the Windrush scandal, with the Caribbean people coming over because Britain needed them to rebuild after the Second World War, and then decades later they are the ones who are easily gone or can easily be taken away, taken out of Britain, even though they are British and they've lived here. It was a very sad situation, and there was the scandal, there was the inquiry and everything, and there's been a little bit of compensation paid out, but not enough yet. So there have been some programs on the BBC around the Windrush. I'm not sure if any of you guys in the UK have watched them, but it's really brought it all back again. And a couple of years ago, when we had the whole scandal, I did write a poem around Windrush, but also around all children of the colonies coming over and helping the motherland, and what the motherland gave them for it, the thanks or appreciation, or I should say the lack of. So here's the poem. It's by Grace Sumeria, and it's called The Motherland. The motherland, a place of hope. The motherland, a place of love. The motherland, a place of mother. But instead I find a mother who cannot love, a mother for whom I will never be enough, a mother in name only, not in heart. I will never be welcome and accepted by the people who needed me here. My children were promised riches and instead born into poverty. In some ways, their prospects are less than mine. I was a child when I came over, my parents, grandparents, elders, always talking about the promises of the motherland. You could drop a fountain pen on the streets of London and the police would hand it back to you. Such a golden country overseen by the beautiful young queen. Such a golden country, we were happy to come here. And came we did, but live we did not. Given rooms in houses nobody else wanted, paying for the privilege to share one room, no water, no gas, no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. It was the way, it was what we found. We became trapped in poverty and in discrimination. Yes, the prospects in our birth countries had been low, but we were educated, we were hard-working. We could have made something of ourselves if we hadn't been lied to. We could have flourished if it wasn't for the brain drain. We had to make the best of here, most working in hard manual jobs, looking after the sick and old no one else wanted to, seeing the differences between reality and what we had learned about the golden country, the motherland. Did we dream those school classes where we had learned about the fountain pen? I receive no warmth, no love, no care from the people. So when I can, I go back to sunshine to receive the warmth I need to live in this motherland. No longer a place of mother, but a place I simply exist. I had written that when the Windrush scandal came out, and some of it's from voices that I had heard from stories over the radio and the TV, and some of it is my own experience and my family's experience. So it's interesting, but that depth of hurt is there, and I feel it will continue to be there until we really get to a place of equality, and also a place when the country can realize its empire and its colonies and what went on and why people are here. Why people are here. And I think that's really, really important to know the colonial history, and to realize that this is all our country, and this is all our land, and this is all our place, and we need to treat it as such, and we need to start having equality for all, for everyone here, because these years of taking people for granted, and yes, the country needed the workers after the war, so having them here, but then taking people for granted and not having those equal rights and opportunities, and then expecting it to be okay for generations which come after, and actually it's not okay. It really isn't. And it's a time I feel a real awakening time, actually. I really do. I feel that this whole year, 2020, with the COVID crisis, and now we're going into this awakening time, and in a way, it's also an identity crisis, definitely, for the country, for the UK, to really realize who they are, who they thought they were, and realize that perhaps some of what they thought they were is actually not true. And it's time to go into a more realistic future and realistic realization and thought about what this country means, and its history and its past. And I think it's well overdue. It's well overdue to learn this history. It's well overdue for people to realize and to not live in a past which is a lie, or parts have been emboldened for the nation and for the population, but actually there's parts which have been hidden, and these are coming to the surface now and making people realize. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, just my thoughts on that around the Windrush and the poem The Motherland by Grace Sumeria. I hope that you can find some peace in your day to day, find some me time, some self-care, some grounding. Allow yourselves to be in each moment and to find a little joy and peace, because yes, that's needed. That's been needed this whole year, and I feel as though most of us have found little bits where we can. There's a lot of sadness out there. There's a lot of heartache, a lot of misery, the job situation, the economy, people's livelihoods. We've spoken about this before. There's a lot out there. And I find that people have found a little bit of joy and peace whenever possible. So the blooming of the flowers, the sunshine, the rest time that you have, anything that you can, just find that peace and just embrace that. Be in that moment of time of peace and allow that to really fill your being, because there's been a lot of grief, a lot of loss, and we're still in the midst of everything. We're still in the midst of the health crisis that we find ourselves in, and now this identity crisis going on. And it's a time of awakening, but awakening isn't always good, and it doesn't feel good. It's like a breaking open and deep realizations, deep truth. So it's a time of great healing, and with that healing comes that realization of trauma, so that it can come to the surface, so that it can heal. You can't heal if things don't come through first. So allow those things through and allow them to come through, to move through and to heal. And I will be having some new coaching sessions coming up where we will move through deeper healing for all of us and really get into those parts of us that need to be healed and let those go, move through the healing, do the healing, action those steps, and we will do this together. So I'll have those coaching programs ready for you very soon. And also writing. I want to do some more writing groups, so let me know if this is something that you would like. I did a writing group last year and it was wonderful. Just that group writing energy is so good. And for me, writing is one of the tools I use for healing and for things to come out of me so they don't sit in me. And that's really where my poetry has come from that place of healing. So if writing's one of your things and you'd like to do that more, or in a group setting, it'll be an online group, then do let me know in the comments and we can get that organized very soon. Okay, my loves, go enjoy your days, have some peace and joy, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.